Hello student. Today we are going to start with the sixth lesson of geography, standard 10, entitled as population. So population is an important resource of any country. Why it is called as a resource? As we have natural vegetation as a resource, wild animal as a resource, minerals as a resource, because they are productive one. Okay, it adds income to the economy. So in the same way, the population also called as a resource if it used in a very positively way. If the working force of the particular country is very workable, then the progress of the country it will be remarkable. Therefore, it is called as a resource. The qualitative aspects of the population are important for the nation's economic and social progress. So let us study the population of Brazil and India. But before going further, I just want you to make clear some things here. Now, population. How is the population studied? Now, just pay attention. When we can count the total number of inhabitants of a place or a country, so it comes as an absolute population. When we count the total number of inhabitants of a place or a country, so absolute population comes. But when we can measure the ratio between the number of inhabitants and the size of the area they occupy, it's called as a population density. So it is population density. That means the number of inhabitants divided by the surface area of the place, and it is measured in square kilometer. So how much it is 1 square kilometer? It's vertical and horizontal 1 square kilometer. It becomes 1 square kilometers. Vertical and horizontal 1 kilometer distance. So 1 square kilometer. So how much population living on that particular area? So on this the density is measured. Now clear? Now let us move towards the further figure 6.1. Now here before you have two figures, 6.1a, that is India distribution of population, and figure B, India population density. So here we have two figure A and B1. So in the first, that is A, distribution of a population, that is shown with the help of dot method. This methodology we learned in the first lesson, that is the distributional maps. So this is dot method is used, and here the proportion is also given. You can refer it. 1 dot is equal to 2 lakh people. So with the help of dots and its increasing number, we can easily figure out and we can reach to the conclusion that which area of India is highly populated. Okay, population distribution, how it is spread all over India with the help of these dots. As the more heavy dots are here in the North India, okay, in this North Indian part, so most of the state it covers, like Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and even in Tamil Nadu, so state at down. So with the help of the heavy dots it will easily identifiable, but there are few dots at the top north side of the India, that is in Jammu Kashmir, and even this northeast India part, as it is physically challenged part, so it's not that much livable. So, and here no means of communication and even for the survival available, so therefore a very less population is here. And in a B chart we have a population density, and it is based on the census of 2011. So it is the study of census. Now here again, if we go through this index, we can easily find out there are 4 categories are made. One is less than 100, and it is shown by the faint color. Second, we have the number of people per kilometer, that is 101 to 250. So between these two it becomes somewhat dark again. The more dark is 251 to 500 people are living, and even more than 500 people, those are living in a per square kilometer, it's shown in a dark green color, dark chocolate color. brown color we can say. So with the help of these colors and the tints and the shades, we can easily find it out and we can study it properly. So let us try to answer the questions based on these two figures. Now, number one, now states with highest population density. Now we are going to find it out which are the states with the number of highest population density. Now it includes Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, which is shown in a dark brown color, this area which is occupied here. Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, then we have West Bengal, then Tamil Nadu at the bottom, and Kerala. Tamil Nadu and Kerala, these two states also from the South India. It has the highest population density. Now, second question, the states with the lowest population density. So the states with the lowest population density are Sikkim, northeast part of India, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Andaman and Nicobar Island part. So the part of the Andaman and Nicobar. So this part. Got it? Now next question. On the basis of the maps given above, classify the distribution population in India in the following table. Now there is one table is given and we need to classify the population, classify the distribution population in India in the following table. Less than 100, we need to give the name of the states or union territories. Then the number between 101 to 250, 251 to 500 and more than 501. It is population density per square kilometer. So let's just go ahead. So number one column we have the population density per square kilometer, less than 100. Let us look. And the name of the states are less than 100, especially the northeast part of India. The Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Mizoram, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So these four parts we can say here we can find the population density less than 100. Then next column, the population density between 101 to 250 per square kilometer. It comes Jammu and Kashmir first, then Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. Again we can find Nagaland, Manipur and Meghalaya. So here to the northeast part of India. So this comes under 101 to 250. Now next 251 to 500. It comes Gujarat, then Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, so mostly the south part of India, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, the Gujarat, Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Karnataka, Goa, Jharkhand, Assam and Tripura. So maximum these states are included between 251 to 500. I just repeat again: Gujarat, Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Karnataka, Goa, Jharkhand, Assam, Tripura. And the population density between 101 to 250, the states are Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Nagaland, Manipur and Meghalaya. And now the last one, it is more than 501. Population more than 501. Number 1 we can find Punjab, Haryana, New Delhi, Chandigarh, Bihar, West Bengal, then West Bengal, then we have Uttar Pradesh, then when we come to the south part of India, we can find out Tamil Nadu and Kerala as well. Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Puducherry. Here it comes, Puducherry. Lakshadweep, Diu and Daman. So this island, Lakshadweep, Diu and Daman. Dadra Nagar Haveli. It lies to the here, near to the Gujarat. Lakshadweep, Diu and Daman, Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Okay, so these are the answer for this. Now the last question. Correlate the climate and physiography of India with its population distribution and write a note on it. Now just let us have a look and compare it. The northern plains of India have fertile soil, suitable climate and plenty of water supply. Therefore, there is a higher density of population in that area. So, in a green color part, the northern plains part. Okay. And second, the adjoining area of Ganga plains also have a high density of population due to the suitability of proper climate and environment. For example, Punjab, Haryana, West Bengal and Uttar Pradesh. So this is the adjoining area. As it is a nearby, so it is also the suitable climate. It has suitable climate and environment. So therefore it also flourishes. Punjab, Haryana, West Bengal and Uttar Pradesh, etc. Even states like Rajasthan that have infertile soil and less rainfall have less density of population. So it affects in what manner it affects the infertility of soil and the less rainfall. It affects the settlement of the population. Also, the population density is low in the mountainous region of Himalaya due to its difficult natural terrain, and it is unsuitable environment for living and even for farming purposes. So very less population is situated. So that is the correlation between it. So let us look for geographical explanation. India's population is around 121 crore according to the census of 2011. India is the second most populous country in the world and after China. India occupies only 2.41% of the land area of the world, whereas it supports 70.5 people of the world's population. India's average population density is 382% per square kilometer as per 2011 census. So all this information are very much crucial and very much important to point it out. So in India, population is very unevenly distributed. Why? Because physiography, climate, this play an very important role in the distribution of population. Due to the fertility of land, plain land and the availability of water, human settlements have been established in these parts for many centuries. Due to the farming, industries and trade, the proportion of population got concentrated in a few places. For example, the northern plains of country, Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Chennai, all are the metropolitan cities. So on the contrary, in a mountainous hilly region, dry desert areas, dense forest. So at here, the dense forest and even dry desert area, the dense forest areas, the density is sparse because of the inaccessibility, absence of facilities and tough life. So where we can find the human beings, where we can find the suitable condition and environment for the living purpose, where all the facilities are available, we tend to settle at such places where all the amenities can be catered, and we basically try the areas where the area which is non-productive one. So most of the population concentrate in such areas where everything gets available and life is live worthy. So there is a common tendency of human being. and all the population has been concentrating at the metropolitan cities like the Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Pune, Bengaluru, Chennai. So they are getting more and more opportunities. All the facilities, therefore, all are getting attracted towards the metropolitan cities. Urbanization is going on. Migration is happening. There are so many various reasons behind it. Now, so let us continue with the same content. Page number 39. Brazil. Now, Brazil. Observe figure 6.2a and 6.2b and answer the questions. So here 6.2a we have a population distribution in Brazil, and here in 6.2b we have population density in Brazil. Same like in India we have just seen. Now we are going to look for the Brazil. Now in Brazil, number A figure, the population distribution is shown with the help of dot method. One dot is equal to 2 lakh people. So the more and more dots are here at the central level, at the eastern coast. Most of the eastern coast, that is between east to the south coast, the more and heavy dots are given. So that means here more and more population is settled, and it looks very much sparse to the western part as well as northern part, okay. And most of the population is centered at the eastern coast part, that is basically southern eastern part, okay. And in a B figure, Brazil population density is given according to 2010 census per square kilometer. So here is the indication per square kilometer how many people are living, that is shown here with the 4 different colors. The yellow color is shown for the less than 50 people, and the saffron color for 51 to 100, the dark red for 101 to 150, and the gray color 151 to 300, and more than 500 is shown in a dark gray color. So this is the index. Have a look carefully so it will be easy for you to understand. So let us try to understand and get the answer with the help of the image given. In which area is population greatly concentrate? And the more dots are visible. So where are they visible? Just we need to answer it just by observing the figure. The concentration of population is most in the southeastern area. So this is the southeastern area, okay. Second, in which area is the distribution of population sparse? That is very less. The sparse distribution of population is seen in the western, central and northern areas. You can see the western part, central part and the northern area part. Very sparse population is much divided, and here we have the densely populated. Now question 3, prepare a note on factor responsible for the uneven distribution of population based on the study of Brazil that you have made so far. Now as per our knowledge and as per the study that we have made so far, so we came to the conclusion that the population distribution in Brazil is uneven. The density of population is more in the eastern coastal region due to the well-developed agriculture and industries. Also, the population density is high in the southern part of Brazil due to the favorable climate, abundant rainfall, fertile soil for agriculture and the availability of water. So these are the factors responsible. On the other hand, the interior of the Amazon basin. So here lies the Amazon basin. Has unfavorable climate, heavy rainfall, inaccessibility of the issues and dense forests which prove unsuitable for human settlements. Hence the density of population is less and in these regions. Apart from the density of population is moderate in Brazilian highlands and less in the central and western part. Now identify the type of map showing the distribution. Number 1 6.2a, it is dot method. This one is a dot method, and 6.2b is the choropleth method. The showing of population distribution in a density. Now let us differentiate between the two countries and the remarkable things. Let us understand. Now Brazil is the most populated country in the South American continent with a population of around 19 crore. So here we have only 19 crore population in Brazil, where in India it has 121 crores. So you can understand how much there is a great difference. Now according to the census of 2010, and we have the census of 2011. So it ranks 5th in the world. Based on population, ranks 5th in the world. It is also the 5th in the world with respect to the area and the land which this country has covered. So with respect to it has a 5th number, and even if the population is, it has a 5th number. Now Brazil occupies 5.6 of world's total population, only 5.6, whereas in India occupies 70.5 population of the world. And has 2.78 of world's total population. So it has only 2.78 population, and where India 17.5% of world's population it covers. India occupies only 2.41% of the land area of the world, whereas the Brazil occupies 5.6% of the land compared to the world. So there is a huge difference. Ironical figures are there. The distribution of population is very uneven in Brazil. The majority of Brazilians have concentrated within the 300 kilometers of the eastern coastal areas, and also called the coastal lowlands. Therefore, agriculture and industries have flourished well here. As a result of higher density of population is found here. On the other hand, the interior in Amazon basin, interior part of this Amazon basin, the heavy rainfall, inaccessibility and the dense forest are the barriers to the development of the human settlements. Therefore, settlement occur only in a few places in Amazon basin. The central and western part of Brazil, this is the central and the western part of Brazil, less populated. The density of population in the highlands of Brazil is moderate one. So much moderate. Now let us continue. Population composition. Now here we have the population composition chart before us. Now what are the opinions given by the students? So let's have a look here first. What does this graph show? So this graph shows the sex ratio of Brazil and India. So what is sex ratio? So sex ratio means the number of female per 1000 males in region. So this is the definition of the sex ratio. How to identify? It is the sex ratio, that means the number of female per 1000 males in the region, that is called as the sex ratio. So let us, based on this information, let us just study this graph first, sex ratio. If you look it carefully, if you observe, you can find it out. There are two axes. On the x-axis it shows the sex ratio in a figure. The various figures are shown, and y-axis the years are given. Okay, the years are given here. First we are going to study about Brazil, and second it is for India. If you study it very minutely, we can find the figure. The number of female after 1000 male in Brazil is higher than 1000. Is always higher than 1000. See this curve, it is the straight line. The line is going very much straight, and it's again increasing. It has gone up, that means it is again increased sex ratio in Brazil. It is in year 1971, 1981, 1991 it remains stable, and it is increasing actually. 2001 also, and after 2001 to 2011 it has reached high. So people are become very much aware for the even they are welcoming baby girls. So therefore it has reached high, level is increased here. On the contrary, sex ratio in India is very critical actually. If you see these years, 1961, 71, 81, the figure is below 1000. It has stuck to the 940 only. 940, then it has gone 930, 9 again it has 940, 930, 915 it has reached. So it is a matter of concern. 2001 it has going up somewhat, it was going up, and in 2011 it is just moving ahead. So it is giving some good signs as government is taking good step for the increasing number of baby girls. But it is still 940, it has remained same 940, it has never gone to the above 1000. So it is a contrary situation. Brazil has a good sex ratio compared to the India. It is evident from the graph that the number of women in Brazil have always been more than men, while in India they have never been more than men. Let us look for geographical explanation. With reference to both the countries, the characteristics of populations are prominently notable. What are the characteristics? The sex ratio of Brazil has been more than 1000 since decades. Quite right. Second one, considering the sex ratio of Brazil, the number of women have considerably increased than men since 2001. In India, men outnumber women, that means number of men is more. In India, we see the fluctuations in the sex ratio. Since few decades, there has been a slight increase in the sex ratio after 1991. But it is really a matter of concern, but there are only few states that showing the good awareness. The states like Kerala and the Puducherry, it has a good sex ratio in India. Only one state and only one union territories, Puducherry. It has reached to the 1084 and 1087 respectively. Now just give it a try. What could be the reasons for lower sex ratio in any region? The main reason for lower sex ratio is any region is a gender discrimination. Besides, the determination of gender and the termination of female fetus before the birth of a girl child. Moreover, females in India being considered as liability and responsibility. In addition to this, the assumption of people in the society that woman fails to compete men professionally. Moreover, women also suffer due to the several social evils like dowry, child marriage, and etc. So these are the reasons behind that. In India, number of men outnumber women. That means number of men is more than the female. So in this condition, is this condition found in all the states of India? Find it out. So just let us try. The sex ratio in India was around 940 females per 1000 males in year 2011. The states that have unfavorable sex ratio are Sikkim, Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, Chandigarh, Dadra Nagar Haveli, Diu and Daman. Kerala is the only one state and Puducherry is only one union territory where the sex ratio is 1084 and 1087 females per 1000 males respectively. So that's it for this video. The rest part will be seen in the next video. Keep watching.